and love Emmy and Golden Globe winner Jim Parsons as Sheldon Cooper on the runaway hit sitcom The Big Bang Theory. Well, now he's on Broadway, starring as God, yes, God, in the new show, An Act of God. Jim, great to see you, man.
It's good to see you,
Welcome back to the show.
Thank you very much.
So last night, first night of previews,
Yes.
which means this is the first time you've done this show in front of an audience.
In front of a whole audience.
How did it go?
It was kind of amazing. I won't say it was perfect, but there were no mistakes I don't think that anybody in the audience could have picked up on. No, it was incredible. Because this one is so much about talking to the audience literally that any play is affected by having fresh faces in there. This one much more so. It's like the entire scene partner was missing, and now they're here, and it's wonderful.
You've obviously started one of the biggest shows on TV for a long time, but it's a very different thing to go out on stage by yourself on Broadway. So what's the level of anxiety as you go into a performance like this?
Excessively high. It really was. I mean, I looked forward to it because I knew it would be fun, and it was fun, and it is fun. But yeah, and I thought learning the lines alone would be one of the most stressful things, and it was. But leading up to it, I found myself a tiny bit terrified at about 7:30 last night.
I can see why. It's a stressful performance, but you pull it off well, and it comes from, so people know, from a funny book, okay, which was sort of in the voice of God, and also a Twitter feed written by
Tweets of God, David Javerbaum.
Yes, a one-time Daily Show writer, now a producer for James Corden. So when they came to you with this role, this concept, any trepidation about playing God?
No, I didn't, which was partly naive on my part. I really didn't. I read it and I thought, this is funny, this is thoughtful, there's something even sweet to it, I think. And it was only once I completely committed that I started going, not everyone's going to be thrilled you're playing God, you know.
Right.
But you know what? Haters gonna hate? I don't know. I don't know. What would God say?
I've never heard God say haters gonna hate.
Well,
maybe some interpretation of that.
Welcome to the new being, you know.
So the voice of God obviously is critical. And when I think voice of God, I don't necessarily think about Sheldon. Let's be honest about that.
That's rude, Willie.
So how do you pull off the voice of God?
Well, a microphone and lots of warming up. I don't know. I kind of go into it and say it with force.
Can we hear a little of it?
Well, certainly. You know, I am the Lord thy God, King of the universe, creator of space and time. Though I reside in all forms, my essence is formless, for I transcend all dualities.
Wow.
Sort of.
I'm in. Yeah.
You're gonna.
Yeah,
thank you. Thank you.
Let's talk a little bit about your other life. Big Bang Theory has been this, forgive the pun, an explosive show that has taken off in ways probably you never could have imagined.
Ever.
You win the Emmy every year, for God's sakes. The other actors have stopped showing up at the Emmys because you win it every time.
That is not true.
And now I understand you're pulling off this Broadway show in the tight window you have between shooting the show.
Yeah. But I will be frank about it. Theater is so rejuvenating for me. I mean, it really was what I started out doing, and I did it for years and years and years, and every time I go back, it's like touching home base again. It really is. Sometimes you get tired, but again, the spiritual, emotional rejuvenation from it really makes going back into a season of Big Bang all the sweeter. And
you've got, what, about 3 days between the end of the show and the beginning of Big Bang?
You did your homework.
I did indeed. Jim Parsons, it's always so good to see you.
So good to see you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
The show is An Act of God here on Broadway.
Hello, Today fans. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking that button down there and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives.